A very, very happy Independence Day to all of you. Welcome to BusinessLine Cerebration 2021, one of India's premier corporate quiz championship in its electrifying 18th edition. And this edition comes to you in a completely virtual format. In its preliminary rounds that lasted over a week, 6,000 plus corporate executives, business professionals, B-school students, and MBA aspirants participated from all across the country. And now, in our third of 6 regional rounds, we have 6 able quizzers, and by the end of today's quiz, with the quality of fight they will face, they are sure to become battle-hardened. And so they're all set to put their best foot forward and stand a chance to win the most coveted intellectual title and take home prize money worth rupees 1.5 lakhs. There's first prize of rupees 75,000, second prize of rupees 50,000, and third prize of rupees 25,000. That sounds delightful, doesn't it? I've spoken of their might and I've set the benchmark of expectations, and now we meet them. Our participants in today's Hyderabad regional round are starting with B. Naveen Kumar from Sai Mitra Constructions. Welcome, Naveen. Then joining him as participant number 2 is Vishnu Santosh from HPCL. Welcome, Vishnu. Then as participant number 3 is Surya Prakash from Indian Bank. Welcome, Surya. Then as participant number 4 is Siddharth Mishra from Cognizant. Welcome, Siddharth. As participant number 5 is Shivani Panda from Amazon. And finally, completing the lineup in the Hyderabad regional round is Kapinjal Chaudhary from TCS. Welcome each one of you. Over the next week, the top 6 qualifiers from each region compete in a live online quiz to reach the national finals. We started the regional rounds with Chennai, followed it up with Kochi, and today we here with Hyderabad. The Cerebration juggernaut then moves on to Bengaluru, Delhi, and finally ending the regional rounds with Mumbai. Before moving any further, I invite Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan, editor BusinessLine, to address and welcome our participants and audiences. Sir, please.
Hello, everyone. BusinessLine is a newspaper known for its thought leadership. It is read by decision makers, policy makers, CEOs, CXOs, and the high-profile readership that it has. We have an annual event called Cerebration, BusinessLine Cerebration Quiz. It is well known in the quizzing circles, and quiz aficionados have participated in the past, and they have made it a success. It's back this year. Cerebration, BusinessLine Cerebration is back this year with its 18th edition. This time it'll be in a virtual format. And, I invite all you brainiacs, whether you're corporate executives, business professionals, B-school students, or MBA aspirants, to come and showcase your knowledge and participate and compete with the best in the quizzing business in this country. You will not be, we will reward you well for your efforts. You stand a chance to win the most coveted intellectual title and take home prize money worth up to 1.5 lakh rupees. The first prize will get 75,000, the second prize 50,000, and the third 25,000. The format is such that you'll be asked to answer 25 questions to qualify for the regional rounds. From August 14th till 22nd, the top 6 teams from each regional round will compete to reach the finals. On 28th August, the winners of the regionals from the 6 cities will battle for the coveted title of the most brainy person in India, or the best quizzer in India, whichever way you want to see it. So come along, pitch your talent against the best in the business, and go back home with not just pride, but with also a lot of knowledge.
Thank you, sir. As he said, we're looking for the most brainy person, and we certainly have 6 of them present with us today. But we'll see who turns out to be the brainiest of the lot. Firstly, the Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2021 is brought to you thanks to our partners, our title sponsor, Union Bank of India. It's powered by CFA Institute in association with Manage Engine. Thank you to all of you. And now I would request Mr. NVS Yoganand, who's the Deputy Zonal Head, Hyderabad Zone of Union Bank of India, to take the stage and address our participants. Sir.
Union Bank of India is proud to associate once again with BusinessLine Celebration, now in its 18th edition. One of the India's premier corporate quiz championships, this time in a virtual format, involves corporate executives, business professionals, B school students, and MBA aspirants. This association provides a platform to showcase one's knowledge and stand a chance to win the most coveted intellectual title and take home prize money worth 1.5 lakhs, 75,000 for the winner, 50,000 for the runner-up, and 25,000 for the third place. The first round of selection started on 4th of August, to which we received an overwhelming response of more than 8,000 plus participants. Out of them, the top 6 from each one of the cities will be selected for the city level semifinals. We at Union Bank of India wish each one of you participating here today all the very best. About the Union Bank, in the advent of amalgamation announcement by Government of India, Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank were merged with Union Bank of India. Post amalgamation process, Union Bank of India stands as the 5th largest bank in Pan India from the business volume perspective, with 9,500 branch network. When it comes to state of Telangana, it is the 2nd largest bank in Telangana after State Bank of India, covering the entire 33 districts of Telangana with 719 branch network, a total of 626 ATMs and 366 cash recyclers. As on date, the business volume of the bank is 1,53,341 crores, consisting of advances 77,311 crores and deposits 76,040 crores. Out of the 33 districts, Union Bank of India is the lead bank in 9 districts. Despite the pandemic conditions, we are able to attend the customers' concerns and able to post a 10.4% growth of business for the financial year 2021.
Thank you, sir. The stage is ready, the nerves are steady, and Hyderabad is ready to go. Welcome to the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2021 to the regional round number 3 here at Hyderabad. We have our 6 participants ready with us. They're also ready to participate and tread on this journey of 4 rounds of quizzing, hardcore quizzing action with 6 of the smartest and the finest and the sharpest, and insert every possible adjective that you can, quizzers from the Hyderabad region. So let's start with them. First of our 4 rounds on your screen, this is what it looks like. It's called Truth Seeker. Here is the first statement of your 8 statements on the buzzer now. The tradition of decorating the ace of clubs started in 1600s, when the English monarchy started levying a tax upon playing cards. By law, printers in England were now obliged to stamp their name or insignia on the first card, that is the ace of clubs. True or false? Let's see who's first on the buzzer. And that is Kapinjal from TCS. Yes, true or false, Kapinjal?
It is true.
This is true. Let's move on to the next participant on the buzzer, and that is, yes, Naveen?
Yeah, I'll agree with Kapinjal.
All right, so Kapinjal says true, and you agree. Moving on to the next participant on the buzzer, and that is Vishnu. Vishnu,
I agree with the first person.
All right, so all 3 of you think that this is true. Let's see if that is correct. Is incorrect. That's a -5 Kapinjal, -5 Naveen, -5 Vishnu. It's not the ace of clubs, it's the ace of spades is what I was looking for. And that's considered to be the first card in a deck of cards. So unfortunately, perhaps I jinxed it, you know, as they say in sports commentary, it's the commentator's curse. But this question was brought to you by our title sponsor, Union Bank of of India, and I'm sure they wouldn't be happy seeing the pattern of scoring in this round. But long way to go, lots of questions still to arrive, lots of points still to be won. We'll move on to our next statement that's common to all of you on the buzzer. Here it is now. Listed among the smartest books we know about business by Forbes, this 1923 book is written in first person with a character inspired by the life of day trading pioneer Jesse Livermore. It had an annotated edition published again in 2009 with a foreword by hedge fund manager PTJ. Is it true or false? First on the buzzer is Naveen. Yes, Naveen.
Okay, I'm just going 50-50 with this. I'm guessing it's true.
You're saying this is true. Let's move on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Kapinjal. Kapinjal, do you agree or disagree with true?
I agree with Naveen.
You agree. Moving on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Vishnu. Agree or disagree with true?
I agree with Naveen.
All right. What has happened now is we had the same set of 3 participants in the last question singing the same tune. They were all out of, they were well within tune with each other, but completely off the charts in terms of the question. But let's see if that is the case this time as well. As it turns out, history has not repeated itself, right? So this is indeed true. So well done, Naveen. 10 to you, Kapinjal, 6 to you, and Vishnu, that's a +3 for you. This question was brought to you by our partner, CFA Institute. Okay, and I'm sure they'll be happy with this after the comedy of errors that happened the last time around. All right, I'm hoping we can now look past that. We can all go up and to the right on your scoreboard charts. That's a message to all 6 of you, not just the 3 who scored points. We'll move on to question or statement number 3. Fila is the only Italian athletic footwear and apparel manufacturers to still make some of its products in Italy, a tradition that began in 1948. True? False. First on the buzzer is Kapinjal from TCS.
It is false.
It's false. Moving on to the next one on the buzzer, and that is Naveen.
Okay, yeah, I'm agreeing with Kapinjal.
You will agree with him. Okay, moving on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Vishnu. Vishnu, agree, disagree with false?
I agree with the first person.
Okay, all 3 of you think this is false. So I will have to ask Vishnu. Vishnu, why do you think this is? So why does Vishnu agree with false?
I think it is. I think they've outsourced all the protection to other countries, so it is still not happening in Italy.
All right. I'm not declaring whether that whether your false or true is correct, but your description of whatever you said is not correct. So I'll just ask Naveen. Why does Naveen think that this is false?
I'm thinking there are other manufacturers like Kappa and all. I don't know.
Okay. Let's go to Kapinjal. Kapinjal, what do you think? Why do you say false?
Yeah. I think apart from Fila, there would be other companies who.
Do you want to take a name?
Maybe Salvatore Ferragamo and stuff.
Okay. All right, let's take a look. The right answer is Diadora. That's the answer. I mean, not right answer. The right answer is false. But the reason this is false is because it's not Fila, but Diadora, which is why this statement was false. Fila is now headquartered in South Korea after an acquisition way back in 2007. So that's well done, Kapinjal. Well done, Naveen. Well done, Vishnu, in that order. 10 to Kapinjal, 6 to Naveen, and 3 to Vishnu. I'm hoping the other 3 participants are also taking active interest in this round, because we've asked 3 questions and we've only had interest coming from the trio of Kapinjal, Naveen, and Vishnu. Let's see, 5 more questions to go. Here is number 4. Brown became the base color for UPS trucks and uniforms because it was the founder James Casey's favorite color and matched Pullman train cars. Is that true or false? First on the buzzer is Kapinjal. Yes.
Yeah, it is true.
This is true. Moving on to the next one on the buzzer. This time we have a different person, and this is Siddharth. Siddharth, do you agree, disagree with true?
Yeah, I agree with Kapinjal.
You agree. Moving on to the next one on the buzzer, and that is Naveen. Naveen, do you agree, disagree with true?
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with it.
All three of you agree. Let's take a look at the answer. The right answer is false because it hid dirt well and nothing to do with his favorite color. It was only because shades of brown are the colors of dirt, and that is why they use the Pullman brown, which was also inspired by Pullman train cars. And perhaps I pulled you into a corner by giving you Pullman train cars, but actually it's because it hid dirt well. So that's a -5 all across to Kapinjal, Siddharth and Naveen. This round is turning out to be a roller coaster. Nobody really disagreeing with each other, which in a sense is okay. We're having a kumbaya quiz. Everybody is happy-go-lucky, but not every time it's working in your favor. Okay, so -5 Kapinjal, -5 Siddharth, -5 Naveen. I hope these negatives don't really come back to bite you towards the fag end of the quiz, but we'll see. Okay, moving on. Number 5. These are some of the shades of go away green that is used alongside no see at Disneyland to hide less attractive things like lampposts, speakers, under construction buildings, etc. First on the buzzer is Kapinjal. Yes, Kapinjal.
It is true.
This is true. Moving on to the next one, and that is Naveen. Yes, Naveen.
Okay, this time I'm trying to disagree with it because they are.
No. Don't give a reason. Don't give us a reason.
Okay.
Just agree, disagree. I'll come back to you for the reason. So Naveen disagrees with Kapinjal's true. Moving on to Surya. Surya, agree or disagree with true?
I'll agree with Naveen.
No. You agree or disagree with Kapinjal? Kapinjal said true.
I disagree with Kapinjal.
Okay, fine. That's it. Your answer has been recorded. Surya, now tell me, why do you disagree?
He wanted to Disneyland always wanted to look attractive, so maybe that must that could be the reason. Like, it's not
okay. Wrong reasoning, but I haven't declared whether you get points or you lose points. I'll go to Naveen. Naveen, you wanted to explain?
Yeah, like there are even more colors, right? Like they're not just these. There are more colors.
Okay, so you want to read the first 5 words of the statement?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's incorrect, Naveen and Surya. Naveen -5, Surya -5, but Kapinjal, well done. That is correct. You said this is true. So Surya, that's a -5. Naveen, that's a -5. Kapinjal, that's a +10. You stood your ground, although you were the first one. You had to take the decision independently of the thoughts of the other two. So well done there, Kapinjal, +10. And I'm sure it feels even better to know that your competitors lost some points while you gained a few. Well done. Moving on to our next statement, that's number 6. As per the 10th edition of Haroon Global Rich List 2021, Bezos is the richest man in the world. True or false? First on the buzzer is Naveen from Sai Mitra. True or false, Naveen?
Yeah, I'm saying this is true.
This is true. Moving on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Kapinjal. Kapinjal, Naveen said true, agree, disagree?
I did disagree with Naveen.
You disagree with true. Okay, I'll come back to you. Moving on to the next one, and that is Vishnu. Vishnu, agree, disagree with true?
I agree with Naveen.
That's fine. Okay, so all right. So Naveen and Vishnu, both of you think this is true, while Kapinjal disagrees. So Kapinjal, what is your explanation?
I think Bernard Arnold is number 1.
Okay, do you want to look at the visual again? Who do you see at number 3?
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to refine your disagreement now, or is that what you
Okay,
thought?
I think Jeff Bezos is maybe 2, not 1.
So who's 1?
1 would be Bernard Arnold. Is not there.
No? Okay. So one way to read this chart, I mean, I don't know if you really like reading charts and all, and how pictorial representation or visual representations are done. Right next to the rank, you see, arrows or you see a hyphen or you see a star. So obviously, I'm sure you understand that arrows indicate their position from last year. So there's somebody who moved down to 2, and next to 1, you see a star, which most likely in such representations indicate a new entrant. That would be Elon Musk. That's a -5 Naveen, -5 Vishnu, and Kapinjal, although your reasoning was off the charts, if I can pull that pun, but you still get a +10. Okay, Kapinjal, that's a +10, -5 Naveen, and -5 Vishnu. This is Elon Musk, and if you see his year-on-year change, that's a 328% increase in his net worth, which is what catapulted him into the top 10, not just top 10, but actually the first position in this Hurun Rich List of 2021. So this was Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos was pushed down to number 2. Right, next one, number 7. Roshni Nadar runs this trust that aims to work towards protecting India's natural habitats and its indigenous species. Is that true or is it false? First, it will be Naveen who will be answering. Yes, Naveen, true or false? Naveen?
Okay. I'm saying this is true.
You think this is true. Moving on to the next one on the buzzer, and that is Kapinjal. Kapinjal, agree, disagree with true?
Yeah, I agree with Naveen.
You agree. All right, moving on to the next one is Vishnu. Agree, disagree with true?
I agree with Naveen.
All right, all 3 of you are singing the same tune. Let's see if that is correct. It is indeed correct. That's the answer. Well done there, Naveen. +10 to you. Kapinjal, that's a +6, and Vishnu, that's a +3. Very good, all 3. Okay. Finally, everybody's scoring points, I think, after a few questions. All right, moving on to the final question of this round. Here is number 8. As of last month, these are the top 10 successfully completed Kickstarter projects based on amount of total funds raised in $1 million. All right, first on the buzzer is Naveen. True or false?
Okay, I'm saying this is false.
You think this is false. Moving on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Kapinjal.
I agree with Naveen.
Both of you think this is false. I move on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Vishnu.
I agree with Naveen.
Okay, all 3 of you now think this is false. So I'll start with Vishnu. Vishnu, why do you think this is false?
Because I don't think these are top 10. There is someone else at the top 10. I think
So
there are other projects.
So this is not the top 10. So which one's missing by your understanding?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, let's ask Kapinjal. Kapinjal, why did you say false? Why did you agree with Naveen?
I just can recall, but a 2021 project is there at top of the list.
Okay, I'll go to Naveen. Naveen,
I just took a 50-50 chance.
why did you start this train of false?
I just took a 50-50 chance.
You took a 50-50 chance. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the answer is. The right answer is true. -5 to all 3 of you. Naveen, Kapinjal, Vishnu. And that brings us to the end of round 1. We'll take a look at the scores in a bit. But this has been a very interesting round. I'm guessing a lot of you decided by default. We always had Naveen or Kapinjal featuring in the top 3 on the buzzers and trying to give answers. Not every time it worked in their favor. I don't know. I'm not sure if that as a strategy can really work. We'll see. The scoreboard will tell us if that's something that as a strategy has worked out. Right. Time now for us to take a look at the scores. Starting with Naveen, who's given an answer on all the questions, but is currently at 1, Naveen. Then we have Vishnu, who also gave quite a few answers. He's right now at -6. Then we have Surya, who gave an answer on 1 question only. Unfortunately, that was wrong, so that's a -5 to Surya. And then to Siddharth, who's on a -5 as well. Shivani, unfortunately, couldn't participate in any of the 8 questions. You're on 0. And Kapinjal, interestingly, is the only one who's on double digits, but some distance ahead. He is at 27. So well done, Kapinjal. Whatever your strategy was, it clearly worked for you, but didn't quite work out for the others. Okay, so we move on to our round number 2. This round is called Friend in Need. We'll have best wishes to each one of you. First question is a direct to Vishnu. Vishnu, if you're ready, you don't have to press the buzzer. You can just think about it, see if you want to give the answer, or think about whether you want to take help, provided there is help available. If there's no help available, I will not give you negatives if you're wrong. Okay, here's your question. In 2019, Versace teamed up with a lifestyle brand Concepts for their chain reaction sneakers just in time for a celebrity's 50th birthday. It was inspired by the celeb's iconic outfit a couple of decades ago. Who's the celebrity and what tech product did the dress inspire? Yes, Vishnu. What is your answer? There is help available from Siddharth from Cognizant if you want it. 2-part question.
I will take the help.
You'll take help. Siddharth, who's the celebrity and what tech product did it inspire?
The celebrity is Jennifer Lopez and the tech product was Google Images specifically.
Okay. Vishnu, you heard the answer. Siddharth said JLo and Google Images. Do you accept or do you reject?
I accept it.
You accept it. All right. Let's see if that is correct. That is indeed correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. Good answer there, Siddharth, and well done, Vishnu, on accepting that answer. It is indeed Jennifer Lopez's Grammy dress inspired Google image search, because everybody was really looking for what is that dress, who's behind it, and I don't know what people were searching for then, with what intention. Vishnu, would you like to say something to Siddharth for he helped you gain 5 points?
Thank you.
All right. Great. Some nice. It's always nice to have a healthy competition where we all see smiling faces while competing with each other. Okay, well done. 5 points to the both of you. We move on to our next question. That is to Surya. Surya, if you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, everybody else on the buzzer. Here is your question. While this system was first introduced in Ukraine in 1942, although abandoned 7 years later, it took 4 decades for it to be replicated in India. It was introduced in India by this additional secretary in the Union Ministry of Communications. It eliminates confusion over similar names, incorrect spelling in different languages. What system am I looking for? You have help available from Naveen from Sai Mitra.
I'll take help of Naveen.
All right, Naveen, you are needed.
Okay, so this is the concept of pin codes.
Okay, Surya, Naveen says pin codes. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Agree. I agree with Naveen.
You agree with Naveen. All right, let's see if that is correct. Is indeed correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. Well done, Naveen. 5 points to you. Well done, Surya, for accepting that. That's 5 points to you as well. And this is a tribute question, actually. PIN codes was introduced on 15th of August, 1972, and today is that date as well, right? So the person in the visual was Sriram Bikaji Velankar, the additional secretary in the Ministry of Communications in question. And Surya, do you have a message for Naveen?
Yeah, thank you, Naveen.
All right. Okay, great. We'll move on to our next question. 5 points to the both of them. Siddharth, it's your turn now. If you can unmute.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here is your question, a 2-part question. I need both. This is the reverse of what prestigious prize considered the Nobel of its field. It was bequeathed upon an Indian in recent years. The 3 words upon it are tenets given by which famous 1st century BCE Roman pioneer of the field, who, however, is best remembered from a tribute by his compatriot in the 15th century. Take a good look at the visual. Okay. You don't really have to read what's written, but it just says firmness, commodity, and delight. There is nobody who's willing to help you out, Siddharth, so you can go for the answer if you want. No negatives.
Okay. Roman. Okay, I'll say this is the reverse of the Pritzker Prize, and the tribute is it was said by Virgil, I guess.
Okay, right. Let's take a look at the answer. The right answer is indeed Pritzker Prize, but it wasn't Virgil is what you said, but it was Vitruvius from Vitruvian Man. That is why I gave the hint, 15th century compatriot, and that is B.V. Doshi, who won the Pritzker Prize for architecture. That's what I was looking for. Hard luck there, Siddharth. You were halfway there, but like I said, there's no part point, so I can't give you points for that. We will move on now to our next participant for next question, and that is Shivani, who has been very patient till now, just been listening to what others been doing, but I'm not sure if that's a great strategy, although right now you're placed third, so you can very well counter my claim about the strategy, but I'm sure scores will quickly start changing from here on. All right, Shivani, if you can unmute yourself, I will offer you your question. Okay, here's your question, Shivani. Some speculate it was because he was denied his father's legacy. Others say he was inspired by the US's experiment with democracy. Some attribute it to ideals inspired by the Royal Institution dedicated to using knowledge to improve human conditions. These speculations are about why this Englishman donated his entire estate to US, a country he never even went to. What was established with the funding from his will? Shivani, there is help available from Naveen from Sai Mitra.
I'll take help.
All right, Naveen.
Okay, this is the James Smithsonian, so Smithsonian Museum.
Okay, Shivani, you heard his answer. Do you accept or do you reject? He says James Smithsonian with Smithsonian.
I'll accept.
You will accept. All right, let's take a look at the answer. The answer is indeed correct. James Smithson, whose contribution led to the founding of the Smithsonian Institution. And this is what his will said: to the United States to found at Washington under the name of the Smithsonian Institution, an establishment for the increase and diffusion of knowledge. That's well done there, Naveen, +5 to you. And well done, Shivani. That's a +5 to you. If you have a message for Naveen, else I move on.
Thank you, Naveen.
Okay. Naveen being showered with gratitude. Okay, now Naveen, it's your turn. Let's see if you would need help, and let's see who amongst the people that you helped out would like to help you. We'll see. Okay, Naveen, if you can unmute. Here's your question, Naveen. Because of the existence of the Riso, which is the world's largest, this city is also known as double-decker city, or two cities in one, allowing people to crisscross the city, escaping its harsh climate. What feature of which city is mapped here? Two-part question. What feature of which city is mapped here? It is the world's largest. It's called the Riso. Which city and what feature? There's nobody interested in helping you, Naveen, so you can go for it if you want. No negatives.
Okay, I'm just guessing this is the city is Cherrapunji.
Okay.
So this is the world's wettest region in the world.
Okay. I'm afraid that is incorrect. It's not Cherrapunji or the wettest region, and that's not what is mapped here. The answer that I was looking for, nobody wanted to help you out. The answer that I was looking for is Montreal and world's largest underground complex. It's the world's largest underground complex, spreading far and wide, covering universities, office buildings, commercial properties, malls, and quite a few others. It helps basically people of Montreal in Canada escape the harsh climate, the harsh winters of Montreal. Right, no points there, Naveen, none lost either. We'll move on to our next question. This is for Kapinjal. Kapinjal, if you're ready, here's your question. Kapinjal, are you set?
Yeah.
All right, here is your question. Every year, L&T hosts its Process Improvement Awards. Quite appropriate, on what celebratory date? I need the date is the award ceremony. In the non-L&T world, this celebration is observed in March and in certain cases even in June. I need the date. And there is help available from Naveen, from Sai Mitra, if you want.
Okay, fine. I will take his help.
All right, Naveen.
Okay, so this is March 31st.
March 31st. Okay, Kapinjal, do you accept or reject March 31st?
I reject the answer.
Oh, you reject. Okay, we'll move on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Siddharth. Yes, Siddharth.
Also 14th March.
14th March. Okay, I'll ask Siddharth, why are you saying 14th March?
Because the process improvement shortens to pi, and pi is 3.14.
Okay, let's ask Naveen. Naveen, why did you say, I think you said 31st March. So why did you say 31st March?
That was the end of the fiscal year.
End of the fiscal year. Okay. Kapinjal, why did you reject Naveen?
Because yeah, even my first guess was a pi day, you know, so I wasn't 100% sure, but a pi day was in my mind also. That's a 3.1.
Okay, it is, like I said, it still remains Pi Day, but to clear out that confusion around the date of Pi Day, I did give the hint in the non-L&T world, this celebration is observed in March and in certain cases in June. So which is why I wanted to clear out March and June from your calendar. I was looking for 22nd of July, 22/7. Right? It still remains Pi Day, process improvement Pi, but 22nd July, not what is celebrated in the West, because they write their standard of dates in the form of MMNDD, which is why it is 3.14 or 3/14. But this is 22/7, which is what 3.14 in fractions is, which means Naveen, that's a -5, and Siddharth, that's a -5. Kapinjal, you keep your score. Okay. That brings us to the end of a very interesting round two. Lots of help coming from one person in particular, albeit not in the last one there, but still long way to go. Lots of questions still to come, lots of answers still to arrive from each of our participants. We move on to our next round, and this is Saving Grace. First question common to everyone on your screen is here. In certain products of the brand, the road ahead visual identity will be replaced with an identity that takes inspiration from the Explore the Impossible motto and reflects ambition and the ability to take new challenges head on. The first implement of the new logo was seen today. Today, 15th August 2021. What identity am I looking for? First on the buzzer is Kapinjal.
It is the Mahindra SUV logo.
It is the Mahindra SUV logo. And what do you mean by saying was seen today?
Because it was launched today. It was launched.
Was
today.
Mahindra launched today?
No, the Mahindra's new SUV 700 something, so with the new logo.
Is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. Well done there, Kapinjal. That's a +10. This is indeed the new Mahindra SUV logo. They've stylized it to a very different one than by now what we've gotten accustomed to. And it's the Mahindra XUV 700 that was launched today. That's the first car that will be sporting it. Well done, Kapinjal. That's a +10 to you. You don't need a savior amongst anybody else because you've given right answers. That's always the best strategy of the lot. Don't depend on anybody else. Just keep hitting the buzzer. Just keep giving me right answers and I'll give you points. Moving on, next question, that's number 2. There is no model in the industry that this Gurgaon-based company hasn't tried in 9 years. From on-demand delivery to scheduled next-day delivery, offline stores and private labels. And now it's looking to go premium again by launching express deliveries. Which company that derives its identity from a stopwatch, since time is of essence to their business? On the buzzer is Vishnu from HPCL. Yes, Vishnu.
So I'll say delivery.
Delivery. All right. I'm afraid that is incorrect, but just in time, we have the next person on the buzzer, and that is Naveen. Yes, Naveen. What is your, before Naveen answers?
1 minute. Yeah, can I?
Yes, Vishnu. Vishnu, do you think Naveen will answer or no?
Yeah, he'll answer it correctly.
Okay. Yes, Naveen. Will you?
I'm just guessing this is it the TIDGE?
Can you spell it for me?
TIDGE. PIDGE.
Okay. All right. And there's nobody else after you, Naveen. So I will declare the answer. The right answer is Grofers. It's Grofers. Look at their identity inspired by a stopwatch. That's where it comes from. That's hard luck, Vishnu. You really wanted Naveen to give the answer, but unfortunately, Naveen couldn't. So Naveen, although Naveen's smiling for that, but he also gets -5 for giving the wrong answer. So -5 Naveen, -5 Vishnu. And this question was brought to you by our partners, that's Manage Engine. Thanks to them, this quiz has been possible. We're all located in different parts of the country, but we've all gotten together for the love of the Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2021. Moving on to the next question, number 3. The Coca-Cola company released such bronze belt buckles as a promotional item for the 1915 Trans-Pan Exposition in San Francisco. What purpose did they serve? What was their purpose? Why did Coca-Cola come out with these? Still waiting for somebody to go for it on the buzzer. Yes, Siddharth. What was its purpose?
I'll say they were meant to double as bottle openers.
Bottle openers. I'm afraid that is incorrect. We do have another one on the buzzer, and that is Naveen. But before Naveen answers, Siddharth, do you think Naveen will be able to answer or no?
Yeah, I think he will be.
Okay, Naveen.
Okay, this is the cigar cutters, basically.
This is cigar cutters. Okay, let's go back to Siddharth. Siddharth, do you think that is correct?
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like a cigar.
But you're hoping that it turns out to be correct because that will prevent you from getting a negative. Let's see. There's nobody else after you. So that is correct. That's the answer. Well done there, Naveen. That's a +10 to you. And Siddharth, you don't lose any points. Okay. You keep your score, but Naveen, you get a +10. Very good. Naveen, I don't know where you are on the scoreboard, but I'm sure you're collecting a lot of goodwill amongst all the other participants. In the previous round, you were helping them in accumulating points, and this time you're helping them in not losing points. Right, so I'm sure you will certainly win the Fair Play Award of this regional round, but we'll see if you do actually win the total number of points. You're top of the leaderboard in total number of points. Okay, we'll move on. That's a +10, Naveen, nothing to Siddharth. Here is question number 4. Hindu merchants in the city were superstitious about corner properties, designating them Wagh Mukh, akin to an open tiger's mouth. It was believed that any investment in Wagh Mukh will yield poor returns. In contrast, Gaumukh, like a cow's mouth that is never fully opened, premises considered auspicious were always in demand and therefore more expensive. This allowed refugees from the Yazd and Kerman to lap up prime locales in the city to establish what businesses. You don't have to tell me the city, you have to tell me what establishments are these. First on the buzzer is Naveen.
Okay, this is Irani cafes in Bombay, present-day Mumbai.
The Irani cafes, and you're also telling me the city. You think this is Mumbai. Let's see if that is correct. Is indeed correct. That's the answer. They came from the Yazd and Kirman provinces of Iran. That's the answer that I was looking for. Well done there, Naveen. This time you haven't collected any goodwills, but you certainly have accumulated some points on the leaderboard. That's well done. +10. +10 to you, Naveen. Right, 2 questions remain. Here is number 5. Doing away with the widely popular ideas of Hindi-centric advertising with Hindi slogans written in English, unofficial advertising norms across the country, Cadbury released these ads in Telugu, Kannada, and Marathi in ET's various editions, albeit with a twist to launch their Unity Bar or Rainbow of Brown. On Independence Day tribute question again, on Independence Day a couple of years ago. My question is, what was the twist in this campaign? First on the buzzer is Vishnu.
The twist is the greetings, the thank you, was written on the chocolate wrapper. It was written thank you, Nandri in Tamil,
Okay, so
all in this one. So
I understand. So you're saying thank yous written in the on the chocolate wrapper. Okay.
yeah, in different languages.
That is incorrect. I will move on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Naveen. Vishnu, will Naveen give the right answer?
Yes.
Okay, Naveen, some burden of expectations. Yes.
Okay, so this is basically the twist was the unity and diversity. The printing error, basically, it was a printing error in unity and diversity. Like in different languages, it meant something else. Like what they wanted to convey, it didn't go that way.
If you look at the second visual, Naveen, they've actually written what it says in Kannada. They've translated it into English. It says sweet things happen when we unite. So that really isn't a twist. I mean, I don't know how you would define that to be a twist. So that is incorrect. Shivani, the buzzer came in too late, so I won't allow that. That's a -5, Naveen. Vishnu, you were banking on Naveen to give the right answer. He didn't. So that's a -5 to you as well. Both Naveen and Vishnu collect negatives. The right answer that I'm looking for is actually, the twist was that they used a Kannada headline in the Mumbai edition, Telugu headline in the Delhi edition, and Marathi headline in the Bengaluru edition, right? So that is the twist that I was looking for, which is how they wanted to circulate the idea of unity and diversity, as opposed to having a Kannada headline in Bengaluru edition and Marathi in Mumbai, or Telugu in Andhra and Telangana, right? So that is the twist that I was looking for. Hard luck, Naveen. Hard luck, Vishnu. Both of you lose 5 points. We move on to our final question of this round. What philosophical term, coined in 1972 by Sicko Mansholt, who you see in the visual, one of the founding fathers of the European Union, is misattributed to a former monarch of a neighboring country, as he also happened to use that as a governance measure, but he didn't coin it, right? So my question to first on the buzzer is Naveen.
Okay, the neighboring country is Bhutan, so like they use GNH, gross national happiness.
All right, so your answer is gross national happiness, and the neighboring country you think is Bhutan. Let's see if that is correct. That is indeed correct. By their king, King Wangchuk from Bhutan. So he happened to use that as a governance measure, but he wasn't the one who coined it. It was this gentleman. I was looking for gross national happiness, and with a little bit of happiness on the faces of all our participants, that brings us to the end of round number 3. So Naveen, lots of answers given by you, lots of help to fellow participants. You are now on 26. Vishnu, lost a few points there. You're on -11. Surya still on 0. Siddharth on -5. Shivani on 5 for accepting Naveen's help. And Kapinjal still leading, although your lead right now is under serious amount of threat. You are on 37, but still leading nevertheless. So 37 is Kapinjal, 26 is Naveen, and then some gap amongst the others. All right. We are now moving on to our final round of the Hyderabad regional round. Our participants are all set. They've all warmed up. They will take the fight to the finish. Lots of points to be won. Here is round number 4. It's called Double Trouble. Here is your crossword. So this is what it looks like. We will go in order. We'll start with the first one. Okay, it's fairly long. Here is your question. I'm looking for a financial instrument. What modern day? All right, we already have Naveen who's hit the buzzer. All you heard was what modern day.
Okay, I'm doubling it.
Okay.
This is credit card.
Do you want to complete my question, Naveen, by the way?
That's okay, but my answer is credit card. I'm doubling.
To complete my question. Okay, I will complete my question. What modern day monetary instrument was first mentioned in this 1888 novel? It featured 11 times, no less, back in 1888, written by this American author, Edward Bellamy. Naveen says credit card back in 1888, and that is correct. And he also doubled it which means he gets a +10. And if my math works out correctly, he's only 1 point behind Kapinjal now. Okay, so this is turning out to be a fight to the finish, which is what we always expect in a quiz of such magnitude, with such quality participation. This question was brought to you by our title sponsor, Union Bank of India. Thank you to them. We've all gathered here together. All right, let me place credit card. So this is where credit card is placed. We will move on now to 2 down. Okay, 2 down is your next question. I'm looking for the blank on this Wired magazine cover. It says rebel with a cause, and there's something that's blanked out. This summer of 1993 Wired magazine article is said to be one of the early public discussion around cypherpunks. Of course, since Eric Hughes only published the Cypherpunks manifesto earlier that year, my question is, what is the cause that is being addressed here? We have Kapinjal who's on the buzzer. Yes, Kapinjal.
Yeah, I would like to double it.
All right.
So the blanked out word, I will guess, is a privacy.
Your blanked out word is privacy. Yeah. 7 letters. I think that works out. Let's see if that is correct. Is indeed correct. Well done there, Kapinjal. It is indeed privacy. Rebels with a cause, your privacy. One of the first public discussions around cypherpunks spoke of the privacy movement. That's well done. Kapinjal, you were Naveen was really nerdling you from behind. He came very close to you, but on this one, you decided to double and you established, that, okay, fine, I'm really here to compete. And now you're again 11 points ahead of Naveen. This question was brought to you by our partners, Manage Engine. Okay, so we'll place privacy on the crossword in what is turning out to be a very interesting competition. We move on to our 3 across. 2 of the alphabets are revealed and they are both R's. 2 of the alphabets are revealed and they are both R's. Slightly longish question, but feel free to press the buzzer whenever. I'm looking for the bird. The reason why this bird appears in a business quiz is the interpretation of English. Naveen, yes. What is your answer?
Okay, I'm doubling it.
Sure.
I'm doubling it. This is secretary.
Okay, I will complete my question. The reason why this bird appears in a business quiz is the interpretation of English is all that he heard. Portuguese and Spanish explanation of its name. The English thought it is called so owing to farmers training it to oversee the farms. The Spanish thought the grey body, the black feet and the feathers hold familiarities with how British professionals looked like at the time. The Portuguese felt the feathers on the back of their heads. The resemblance here is not to that of arrows, but to that of quills at the back of the head. Which bird is this? Naveen thinks this is the secretary bird. That is correct. And he doubled it. That's a +10. This is turning out to be a very interesting competition. Naveen and Kapinjal fighting tooth and nail. The leaderboard is constantly a very busy place amongst the top 2. Naveen back again into the hunt. Now only 1 point behind Kapinjal. All right. We'll move on to our next question. Let me place secretary there and move on to 4 down. Nothing for the moment is revealed for 4 down. So here is my question for 4 down, common to everyone. I'm looking for the company. The author of Gulliver's Travels, Jonathan Swift, wrote this savage satirical ballad on what subject? We already have Siddharth from Cognizant showing interest on the buzzer. Yes, Siddharth.
This is the South Sea Trading Company.
Okay, my question. Jonathan Swift wrote this savage satirical ballad on what subject? Thus the deluded bankrupt raves, puts all upon a desperate bed, then plunges in the southern waves, tipped over head and ears in debt. Siddharth says the South Sea Company with the South Sea bubble. That is indeed correct. Siddharth did have a chance to double it, but for some reason Siddharth decided against it. Okay, and he doesn't seem to be too miffed with that. So perhaps Siddharth knows his strategy best. That's a +5 to Siddharth. Well done. This is indeed South Sea. The bubble took down with it some very well-known people, one of them being Jonathan Swift, which is why he coined this ballad. There was also Isaac Newton, who also lost a bit of money on that. But that's what it was. We'll move on to our next question. All right, so this is where South Sea is placed. Okay. Now we move on to 5 across. It has the second letter O and the second last letter D. Okay, here is your question, everyone. I'm looking for the company. This book written, we have Vishnu from HPCL who's gone for it. Yes, Vishnu.
I'll double it.
Yes.
This is OChart.
Would you like to spell it?
WOCHARDT. KARDT.
Fair enough. Some error in the spelling. It's not a spelling test though, but I wasn't too clear of your pronunciation, so I asked for it. That is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. This is indeed Wokhart. This was Habil Khorokiwala. I will complete my question. Person whose family hails from Palanpur, Gujarat. They arrived in Bombay in 1896 to build one of the city's iconic retail chain stores, Akbar Ali's. Opting to strike out on its own, they entered the pharmaceutical business in 1967. Which business? This is indeed Wokhart. Good answer there, Vishnu. There was interest from some of the others on the buzzer as well. Because as these questions run out, the time to score a clear victory also runs out. Right, so Wokhart has been placed. I move on to question number 6. Now, there is a 6 across and a 6 down. I'm looking for a 2-part question. So your next question is a 2-part question. So it's both 6 across as well as 6 down. And both the words in this answer start with the same alphabet. One of them, C is the 4th alphabet. Okay. All right. If you don't give me 2 answers, I will not give you points. Here is your question, everyone. I'm looking for the blanks that I've hidden behind the red rectangles. And my question is, this chart, casually, we already have somebody on the buzzer, and that is Siddharth from Cognizant. Yes, Siddharth. I'm looking for both answers.
I'll say 6 across is black.
Okay.
And 6 down is shit. 6 down is, yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
All right. That's a negative there, Siddharth. I will move on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Kapinjal from TCS. Yes, Kapinjal.
Yeah, I will double it.
All right. Hold on. Before you actually give me the answer, Kapinjal, you double, you get it right. Mathematically, I think it will be impossible for Naveen to catch you down. So be very careful. You've already decided to double.
It is
Yes,
black. It is black and bridge.
Why would you say that?
Black water and then bridge is all this component, black rock, black stone, bridgestone.
Okay, I'll read my question. In this chart, casually developed by someone to avoid the confusion with similarly named companies, what are the 2 names for the missing first words? Let's see. It's black and bridge. That's the answer that I was looking for. A very crucial answer that Kapinjal gave, and he deserves to take a sip of water. You can see the elation on his face. The expression tells it all. That was a very crucial answer that Kapinjal really had to give. And I'm guessing when he saw that on either side, people pressing the buzzer on Kapinjal, before him was Siddharth. I'm sure his shoulders would have dropped a little, but then he would have been hoping and praying that Siddharth misses the answer. But then Siddharth said black, and perhaps Kapinjal's shoulders dropped a bit more. And then Siddharth said, that's all that I know. Okay, and then Kapinjal's complete body language changed because he knew the answer. He knew the importance of this answer, because had he not given the answer, You know who was waiting? It was Naveen who was waiting. But well done there, Kapinjal. That was the answer that I was looking for. It's black and bridge. That fills in the 6 down and 6 across. Well done, Kapinjal. But although more than 36 runs are required on the last over, we will still play the last over. We will still deliver the last ball. Mathematically, however, Kapinjal, I don't think you are safe. You are only safe based on your strategy. I may be wrong. You know, perhaps
I got 10, right?
Hold on, you get a plus 10, but let me explain the beauty of math, right? And Kapinjal, if I'm not wrong, you have a long background in the world of maths and analytics. So I'm sure you will echo my sentiments. You press the buzzer, you double, you give a wrong answer, and then Naveen hits the buzzer, he doubles, he gives the right answer. Things can change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Kapinjal, I don't want to spoil your party. Okay, I'm not spoiling anybody's party here. I'm just
Tomorrow is my birthday, sir. Tomorrow is my birthday also.
Tomorrow is your birthday?
Yeah.
Let's see, Kapinjal, if you'd like to give yourself an early birthday gift, or will you make it a birthday to forget for life? Okay, it's a strategic decision that you can make here, Kapinjal, and I'm sure Naveen's fingers are all warmed up to press the buzzer, but we'll see. Here is the final question of the Hyderabad regional round. On your screen, it's 7 across. The third letter is E. I'm looking for a brand that connects all these 3 visuals, and my question is, the Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook, Green Giant Rice Veggies, and quite expectedly, this is Naveen who's pressed the buzzer. Yes, Naveen.
Okay, I just went for the sake of this is I'm going with Edge, EDG.
EDGE, the third alphabet is E, yeah? Okay, we'll have to move on to the next person on the buzzer, and that is Shivani. Shivani, yes, what is your answer?
Although it won't matter if I double it now or not, but still I would like to double it.
Sure, please do.
Yeah. Is it IKEA?
Is it IKEA? I'm afraid, Shivani, that is incorrect. Okay, and of course with Naveen that was incorrect as well. So Shivani, that's a -10 because you doubled, and Naveen, that's a -5 because you did not give the right answer. I will complete my question. The Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook, Green Giant Riced Veggies, 422 Maverick Owners Manual, and Hanes 3 tagless t-shirts are all decoy packagings by which brand as part of their brand protection program that doesn't compete with either of these brands. Does anybody want to take a guess? No? Okay, I'll close this. The right answer, interestingly, is Oreo. So they created their Oreo thins with the borders with completely different brands like Ford and Green Giant Riced Veggies and Hanes t-shirts. The idea was it was a decoy plan helping people to protect their Oreos. You can put them in various places and people will just see that and they won't realize that, oh, this is an Oreos thins packet. Right, that brings us to the end of what has been a wonderful, a thoroughly enjoyable round of quizzing here at the Hyderabad regional round of Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2021. It won't be a cliche if I say that it went down to the wire. It was only when Kapinjal decided that he wanted to take the matter in his own hands, grab the bull by his horns and win the quiz, not by matter of somebody else, you know, missing out on the answers, but because he was absolutely certain of his preparation. He was also banking on his luck as well. But time now for us to take a look at the final scores and officially confirm who will continue the journey in the Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2021 in the national finals that will take place on the 28th of August. Wonderful competition and a thoroughly enjoyable quizzer to compete with and against and to witness. And I'm sure the rest of you will agree with all the help that he lended out to each one of you. I'm guessing neither one of you he spared. He helped everyone with his answers. So that's well done there. Congratulations, Naveen. But unfortunately, I can't take you along with me on the journey to the national final. You finished with a very respectable and a commendable second place, and a score of 41. Right. So there it is. That confirms our winner from the Hyderabad regional round. A fantastic performance. He established an early advantage, and I'm sure that is the advantage that helped him through the course of this quiz, kept him in good stead, and allowed him to eventually prevail as the winner of the Hyderabad regional round here at the Hindu Business Line Celebration Corporate Quiz 2021. Your winner for the day is Kapinjal Chaudhary from TCS with a score of 57. Right, congratulations, Kapinjal. Very well done. So that's 2 TCS representatives in the national final, one from Chennai and now one from Hyderabad. Right, that brings us to the end of the Hyderabad regional round. Thank you to all the members of the audience. Thank you to all the members of the participants who've gotten here together in this wonderful quiz. I hope all of you enjoyed answering those questions, because I certainly enjoyed getting those wonderful answers and seeing a healthy competition, people helping out each other in an attempt to score some points. That's well done, all of you. Thank you, everyone. That's it from the team here at the Hindu Business Line Celebration Corporate Quiz 2021. I look forward to you joining us next week in our next regional round.